This may just be the most important TONEX update yet, and not for one, but two reasons. Hey there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed Lonely Rocker. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm a little bit jet lagged. I just got back from Germany because I was attending 42 Gear Street 7. I've got a lot of content coming from that. But while there, I got to reconnect with some good friends of mine from IK Multimedia who shared the latest update with me. This is TONEX. We've got a new update. Now, TONEX, they've been splitting off the modules into separate applications. And with TONEX Modeler, we have a dedicated application now for capturing TONEX tone models. I'm really excited about this because there's two features now that are going to make it easier and faster. Yes, faster. So I'm excited to share that with you. It's my favorite part of TONEX, and this is going to help me make more. And I think if you're a user of TONEX and you like downloading TONEX tone models, well, I have a strange feeling there's going to be a lot more coming simply because of this update. Well, without further ado, let's dive right in. So that's just a little taste of the Tube Workshop Lulis. That's the amp flashing behind me. I captured that for this video. What an awesome amplifier. I've done a whole video about that. I'll link that above my head somewhere, definitely in the description. Anyways, so as I said, there's a couple of features that are just making the overall experience of capturing TONEX tone models better. Now, for one, the accuracy is better. Now, before we had three different options in terms of how we can render them out. That is no longer. We basically have one option now, but the new option is better than the advanced option was before. Now, some of you might think, well, it took a long time before. It's going to take so much longer now. Well, that's all much better right now. Now, the first thing, and this is a feature that I've been waiting for a long time, is batch processing. Now, you can go through the standard procedure of capturing your amplifier, checking your levels, all the routing and things like that. And once you get to the point that the capture is done, that's the point where we would choose sort of the quality of the final model, and then we would do the render. And that's where, well, if you're on a Mac, that took hours. And the reason I've got this setup here, this is my TONEX capture cart powered by my Creative Devices Notebook Pro G16. Got into the PC world because generally PCs are better, especially NVIDIA-based PCs, because TONEX uses the GPU to assist in creating all the neural goodness. I can't really explain why, but it requires a GPU, and Apple just up until this point hasn't allowed access to it. But IK may have figured out something, but I'll get to that in a second. But the batch processing allows you to get up to that point before I'll use the word render, and you can move on to the next one. Now, this is great if you want to build a series of tones for an amplifier, sort of like a low gain, mid gain, high gain kind of thing. You can just bang through a bunch of those without having to render them on the spot. And once you have the collection of amp captures that you want to process, you can batch them all at once and walk away. And that is just absolutely awesome. As I said before, I was dreaming about that feature, and it is here now. So a major part of this update is the speed in processing the tone models. That was always a bottleneck on the Mac. I mean, I was talking 3 to 4 hours for an advanced capture render. That was a no-go for me in terms of creating a full tone model pack, which is why I switched over to a PC just to capture tone models. As I mentioned, with the Creative Devices Notebook Pro G16, that took my rendering time down from 3 to 4 hours down to, I think it was about 18 minutes, maybe less than that. Big difference. But TONEX really is optimized for NVIDIA-based systems, and again, just limitations accessing certain resources on the Silicon Macs. Now, this is all changing. Now, I mentioned I was in Germany recently, and Henning has a similar laptop to me. The only difference, he has an upgraded video card. Now, we ran some tests there. In fact, I did a video about it, which is going to actually come out after this one. So if I look surprised in that video, I'm not acting. It actually happened before this one. But those rendering times were below 5 minutes. And these captures, more accurate, higher quality than the previous advanced, and they were coming in at under 5 minutes. Now on this machine, still getting much faster times than before. I think shaving a good 4 or 5 minutes off of each render. Now results will vary. It's going to depend on your system and the resources that you have. Certainly the video card and the CPU all working together just to crunch those numbers and get the rendering times down. So I can't make a claim. It really depends on the system that you're running. Now, an even bigger story is the render times on the Mac. And this caught me by surprise. I figured the limitation would still be there, but IK Multimedia is making some big claims. So I tried it. How long did it take to create a tone model on my Mac? Let's check it out. So I'm not sure what changed. Did IK suddenly get some deeper access into the silicone architecture, or they figured something out? But that is a major time savings if you're running on a Mac. That's pretty much where I went from the Mac to the PC. Now I'm glad the PC came down, so I still feel good about this system. But if you're running on a Mac, those render times are coming way down. But why don't we check this tune out so you can hear more of this Lulis amplifier. I'm using my trusty Balaguer Espada Custom. Now, if you hop on over to my Patreon, if I might be nice, just reach out to me there. I do have some PDFs on how to set up capturing using the Line 6 Helix as your audio interface. And if people are nice to me, maybe I'll upload some captures from this Lulis amplifier. Link to my Patreon is in the description. All right, let's check out the track. Oh, that's such a great sounding amplifier. I love that Tube Workshop Lulis. I actually did a whole video about that. I will link that somewhere above my head, definitely in the description. Now, there are some other enhancements to this latest version of TONEX. Well, I don't know about you, but I am super excited with this update. This solves two major problems that I had with TONEX, and now I'm going to get to capturing some more and more amplifiers. I got a few back here that I'm going to be capturing. The TONEX capture cart. Stay tuned to this channel. I've got a few collection ideas in mind now. If you have anything you'd like to see or hear from me, well, that's what the comment section is for. But always would love to hear from you if you have any questions at all. Again, let me know about it in the comment section. Now, also down in the links below, I have a bunch of links to some different TONEX products. If you're new to TONEX, haven't tried TONEX, or looking to upgrade with some different accessories or software or packs, I'm going to put some links in the description. Those are affiliate links if you want to support the channel. And if you do that, I really appreciate that. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And there's been a video on screen here which goes into more detail about the capture process. Now, will be the older software, but the hardware routing and software routing, if you are familiar with this device here, it pairs really nicely with TONEX, so you can check that out. But remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. And yeah, I need to get some sleep. Perhaps I will catch you in the next one.